Hello everyone, it's Denise. So I'm on here to bring you guys with me for my walk. I haven't been on here in a while to talk to you guys, and I felt the Lord wanted me to get on here to tell you a testimony, a great testimony. Because I like to encourage people to fast because I know what it's done in my life. So, remember I told you guys I was struggling with fasting a lot because the attacks was really bad, right? So, anyways, I've been doing a lot of different water fasting, liquid fasting, and dry fasting, right? And so anyway, I had a lot of debt in my past, right? Because of the crazy lifestyle I was living, getting involved with the wrong people, being bad. It wasn't good, right? So I had a lot of debt from my past. And honestly, it was so bad I didn't know if I had to go bankrupt, right? So I said, okay, I'm getting my life on track now, and I got to call a debt consolidator and get my debts in order, right? Because I want to do the right thing and just lay all my debts on the table and slowly pay them off, or if it's that bad, go bankrupt, right? Because eventually I could build my credit. So anyway, I had a phone appointment today with a debt consolidator, and I had a lot of debt, guys. I had a list of really big debts. I mean, from over a decade ago. Okay, it was bad. So the lady from the debt consolidator place, she told me to go on these websites, these apps, to check out to get a credit report. Okay. And also my banking app has a credit thing, but I didn't really totally understand what it all meant. I just knew my credit score wasn't good. And I thought because I had so many debts, I wouldn't be able to get a credit card, but my credit, nothing, right? So anyway, she said, okay, go to this website, check your credit report. So I check it before I had my phone appointment with her today, right? And it said in the part, guys, in collections, that I had zero things to pay, like debts. And I'm like, well, that's weird, because I got a lot of different things I owe money to, and I know it's thousands upon thousands of dollars now, because it's been in collections for over a decade, right? So anyway, I just said, I don't get this. I really don't get this. So I was honest. I wrote down all the debts I remembered, got on the phone with her today, and I said, so is this what does this mean? She said it was strange how my credit report looked first of all. And because it was at 0, right? And so she said, I said, in my credit report, it says that there's nothing in collections, anything I owe. I said, but I have all these debts. I said, she goes, well, if there's nothing in your collections, then no one's looking for you. No one's looking for you to pay off these debts. I'm like, but shouldn't, and because I was trying to be honest, I was trying to do things the right way, right? I said, yeah, but shouldn't you call these places and, just inquire? This girl's coming, she's coming to me, she's being honest, saying I owe this amount of money to you guys. She goes, no, it'd be a waste of my time. She goes, because if you owed anyone money, she goes, it would be in the collections part. And she goes, and it's at 0. I'm telling you guys, God supernaturally paid off all my debts. I only owe one debt, but that was a recent debt, due to something. I'm not releasing certain things because I'm monitoring things, right? So God's been doing a lot more than what I'm saying in my life because of prayer and fasting, but you got to be wise. Zip your lip. Don't tell everyone everything. Don't tell everyone everything. I didn't even want to get on here and say this, but God told me to get on here and say this for a reason, so here I am, right? So guys, God, because of prayer and fasting, okay, I've been praying and fasting, okay, and I've finally been surrendering. There's times I slipped up, I made some mistakes, I'm just being real, I'm being honest, but I've been praying and fasting, like I said, between doing dry fasting, liquid fasting, water fasting. And one of the things I kept praying and fasting for was for miracles. God, I don't owe nothing except for just one little debt. It's not big, which I can pay off easily. God supernaturally wiped all my debts clean. Guys, that was a burden. That was like a heavy yoke on me for years. Thinking, oh. So, I'm telling you, nothing's impossible with God. Praying fast when he leads you to. God, anything's impossible. I've seen him do great miracles in my life, okay? Things that shouldn't have happened in my life. Okay, so, and I remember I said a prayer before. I said a prayer because I heard of other testimonies of saying that God supernaturally wiped people's debts clean. I actually heard actual testimonies, and I know what God can do. So I said a prayer before I had my appointment with her, saying, God, I said nothing's impossible with you. I said, I pray that when I have my appointment with her, that you supernaturally wipe all my debts clean. Because nothing's impossible with you, God. This is what I was saying to God. I said to him, I said, God, I pray when I have this meeting with her, that she comes back telling me that all my debts from the past are gone. And they're gone, guys. They're gone. I'm telling you, this is a miracle. Because she told me it's only in the States that you have debts for a long time that they'll just be wiped clean. Not in Canada. That doesn't happen in Canada, guys. He supernaturally wiped all my debts clean because of prayer and fasting, guys. And other things have been happening too, but I ain't saying nothing. I ain't saying nothing until I feel led. So anyways, be encouraged, guys. Pray and fast when God leads you to, even when it's hard. Because I'm telling you, I've bucked God a lot and was stop because the attacks are bad. No, just keep going. And I'm telling you guys, you want to really get the enemy back? Do a 40-day and night fasted plan. Like, and if you have to work, I get it. You can't go to work falling down the wall just on water or dry fasting, okay? So just say, take it to God, because I'm telling you, God would want you to fast, okay? So you just take it to God and say, God, I'm going to do can I do a 40-day night fast? But in the mix of it, some days dry, some days water, some days liquid. Like, for example, if you go to work, right? If you go to work, this is a good fast plan. Just bring it to the Lord and see if he leads you to do it, because I only do what the Lord leads me like. So if you have to work, right, you could stay in a 40-day and night fast and just say, for example, if the days you got to work, all you got to do is the days you work is do liquid fasting. So that means, okay, because when I do liquid fasting, God can allow me to have, like, water, tea, juice, whatever, but he also allows me to have smoothies or veggie drinks, okay? Those are also considered a meal replacement. It's considered liquid if God allows you to. I'm telling you guys, don't make excuses like I have most of my life. Don't make excuses. There's always ways around it. Even through liquid fasting. Guys, God has done miracles in my life. Okay, so the days you gotta work, do liquid fasting. The days are not working, right? The days you're not working, do dry fasting or water fasting, whatever the Lord leads. And I'm telling you guys, if you do this, okay, a 40-day night fasting plan, and you don't give up and you just stick to the plan, okay, you're going to get breakthrough. And any witchcraft that's coming against you, I'm telling you guys, yeah, you will get retaliation at times, but I'm telling you, if you keep fasting, okay, and the days you have off work, if you're working and you do dry fasting and water fasting, what you do is you just go break all that witchcraft when you're doing those fasting, because some demons will not come out unless you do the prayer and fasting, the harder fast, right? Some witchcraft can't be broken unless you do the harder fasting, like the dry fasting or water fasting. It's simple. You just gotta fight our flesh, resist the devil, and obey the voice of God. So I'm happy. I'm pretty well debt free. All my past debts, which was most of my debt, are gone. I just have one tiny little debt, which was current. And that's not even collections. That's just something I gotta pay off. So, anyways, I wanted to get on here to tell you how much I love Jesus and how good God is and how good and faithful he is, just pray and fast even if it hurts. And God's not a cruel God, okay? He's not going to make you go to work doing a water or dry fast and you're not feeling well. No, he understands. He'll give you grace and he'll let you do, you know, the liquid fasting where you can have a smoothie or veggie drink just to get you through the day. And then, you know, when the day's off, just do harder fast. I'm telling you guys, nothing. The attacks have been bad, but nothing will change unless you pray and fast. Listen, when I fast, okay, here's another thing, okay? When I fast, okay, not only that, when you fast, you save money, okay? Like, for example, when I do the dry fasting, right, you got to think, like, I drink a lot of water because I like to hydrate myself. So, there. If I'm doing dry fasting, I'm not eating, saves me money. And I'm not drinking water. There, it saves me money. Okay? And then if I'm doing the water fasting, I'm still not eating. It's saving me money. Okay? And then even liquid fasting, like even though, yeah, I gotta have stuff for smoothies and veggie drinks, really, I'm still saving money. Because there's certain things I can't, you know, can't have during the fast. Like when I'm fasting, you gotta think, all you're doing, it's just a temptation. The devil doesn't want you to do it. The witches don't want you to do it. Just do it. I'm telling you guys. Okay? You will start to see your life transform. And another thing too, like listen to this. Okay? It just shows you how bad witchcraft and demons are, okay? So like when I was bucking God, not doing fastings and that, you know, things that I had to really do, like get my debts in order, call the debt people, do these little things that are easy to do. I kept putting them off. Okay? But I wasn't long, I just did a 3-day night dry fast again, right? Last time I told you I did one. And I'm telling you guys, during that fast, I felt great compared to the other ones. I was barely attacked. I had energy. I was doing stuff. I was getting stuff done during that fast that I kept putting it off. It was like it was nothing. I was just doing it. So, like, I was getting my place in order. I was calling people I should have called. I was doing things I kept putting off. And that just showed me how to be witchcraft, demons, whatever it was. I'm telling you guys, you need to fast. Whatever problem you're going through, fast. Seek the Lord. He'll tell you what to do. And if you don't hear his voice, then listen. You don't have to hear his voice, okay? It's simple. It's simple. Listen, you know you got witches coming against you, okay? If you're not fast, okay, you need to do, like I'm telling you need to do harder fasting to get rid of it. And if you say, oh, I worked a lot, okay, no, you don't work every day. Even if you work 5 days a week, the 2 days you have off, do a 48-hour dry fast before you have to go back to work to go against the witchcraft. There's no excuse to it. Okay, I'm telling you guys. And I'm speaking to myself. The only reason I'm telling you guys is because this is what I did a lot. I made excuses because I was giving into my flesh. Don't let your flesh be a curse unto you, like the Bible says. Like I did a lot in my life. Don't do it. Okay, you got to resist the devil and crucify your flesh and carry your cross. Okay, I'm telling you guys. So anyways, I love you guys greatly. God bless you.